Welcome to Hampton Jitney. We're pleased that you'll be working with us. We'll do everything we can to make your job as satisfying as possible. All of us here at Hampton Jitney hope you'll share the same feeling of pride and enjoyment that we have to work in a transportation organization known for its innovative and high-quality services. This video is the first step in understanding your job responsibilities. We'll go through some of the important details so you understand what it takes to become a Hampton Jitney coach attendant. You'll serve a function very similar to an airline flight attendant. Provide personal service to our passengers, make announcements, distribute reading material, serve refreshments, and collect fares. Good interpersonal skills, knowledge of basic math, the ability to organize, and concern about our passengers' safety and journey with us are the most important factors of your job. Now let's take a look at your responsibilities: customer service, revenue collection, and your appearance in a little more detail. Your shift starts when you punch in on the time clock. Then check with a dispatcher because you'll need to know a lot about the trip you'll be attending, the vehicle and driver assignment, the manifest or the passenger list, including any new instructions, the special needs of any passengers, unattended packages, or children traveling alone. Next, you'll go to the supply room and pack everything you'll need for the trip and for the trip coming back. Make sure you take the correct amount of beverages and snacks, enough for everyone, including extras for the last-minute walk-ons. Reading materials and Hampton Jitney schedules. Check with the dispatcher again to review the manifest. Make sure your trip computer is charged and synced, and load up the cart to take out to the bus. At each stop, first thing every attendant should do is greet the passengers with a smile and clearly announce the destination of the trip. Handling the luggage is always a team effort between you and your driver, and it should be sorted by destination. Be prepared to screen passengers for their names and destination. Hampton Jitney serves over 40 destinations on over 3 different lines. So it's very important to know the passenger's destination before they board the bus. You wouldn't want a passenger to end up in Montauk when they wanted to go to Mattituck. Before pulling away, walk through the bus to make sure passengers and their carry-ons are appropriately situated. On your way back to the front, count the passengers. When the coach is loaded and on its way, play the safety video.
Hello, and welcome aboard Hampton Jitney. We're glad you chose to ride with us.
Start passing out reading materials and serve complimentary beverages and snacks. Next, you should begin the announcements. You'll tell your passengers about fares, Hampton Jitney onboard policies, and you'll point out the emergency exits and other safety features. The safety video and announcements are mandatory. These announcements are not only for the benefit of the passengers, they'll also make it easier for you to perform your job by reducing redundant questions from your passengers. Collecting fares. Passenger fare transactions are a very important part of the attendant's job. You're responsible for the payment processing, and it's essential that you're not distracted during this process, as there's a lot of important information that you need to gather. Passenger's name, destination, fare type, an extra person or pet, or special luggage, all of this is recorded by you. Collect fares from left to right, starting from the front of the bus to the back. Passengers will then be aware that you're collecting and they can be prepared with the payment. While collecting, make sure to alert any individual passengers that may need to transfer to get to their final destination. After the fares have been collected, it's time to collect the trash. Trash must be collected 3 times during each trip. Collect all the trash, keeping newspapers and plastic separate from garbage for recycling. And remember, make sure to clearly announce your arrival at each destination so passengers know when to exit. Once the passengers are off the bus, prepare it for the return trip. Pick up all the garbage and litter from the floor, seats, and luggage compartments. Ensure the cleanliness of the restroom and store the filled garbage bags in the luggage bay. Call the office and find out if there are any changes in the return trip. When you return to base, make sure you take all of your supplies off the coach, bring them back to the supply room, including the garbage. Clean out your cooler, and make sure everything is put away in the proper place, including the recyclables. It's very important to maintain the cleanliness of the supply area. You'll then synchronize your trip computer and return it at dispatch. Your completed trip report that reconciles the revenue collected with the number of passengers on the trip should be dropped in the safe with the revenue. You might be wondering now, what do I wear? Well, comfort is important, but crews at Hampton Jitney must wear the proper attire. Hampton Jitney shirts only, khaki pants or shorts. We'll provide your shirts and we'll reimburse you up to $45 toward the purchase of khaki pants or shorts. No cutoffs and no jeans. A messy appearance, inappropriate attire, or an unprofessional attitude are just not acceptable. Just make sure you look neat and clean. Remember, you're representing Hampton Jitney, and for much of the trip, the passengers will be watching you. Getting along with everyone you meet during your day is always an important goal. You'll be interacting closely with various Hampton Jitney personnel, drivers, dispatchers, reservations agents, mechanics, and of course, our passengers. A cheerful, accommodating personality on the job will help ensure a safe, comfortable, hassle-free trip for our riders. Fortunately, there are few problems on the road, but if they do occur, you can communicate right away to the base dispatcher for help of any kind. And when you're back at base, you can always talk to a supervisor if you have any problems or questions. We hope we've answered a few questions about the basic duties of a Hampton Jitney attendant, and as we said in the beginning, we'll do everything we can to make your training easier and your work with us more enjoyable. We're proud of Hampton Jitney, and we hope you are too.